Friends, welcome to this session on investing in Bharat, regional AI hubs and inclusive growth, organized by the Atal Innovation Mission and the Software Technology Parks of India under the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. Friends, artificial intelligence is no longer merely a technology tool. Today, it is a core pillar of India's vision for Viksit Bharat by the year 2047. It must be built, deployed, and governed as a national capability that reflects our diversity, scale, and development priorities. Recent Government of India initiatives, especially the India AI mission, mark a clear shift towards sovereign, distributed, and broad-based AI adoption. I'm privileged to have with me here a very, very distinguished panel of speakers. First and foremost, Dr. Deepak Bagla, who's the Mission Director of the Atal Innovation Mission of the Niti Aayog. Deepak ji is a former Managing Director and the CEO of the Invest India, which was the National Investment Promotion Agency of India. He brings a unique blend of private sector leadership and public policy experience with a distinguished career spanning global banking, private equity, and investment promotion. As the founding Managing Director and CEO of Invest India, he led the transformation of India's National Investment Promotion Agency over 8 long years, strengthening the country's investment climate and supporting key national initiatives including Startup India and the ODOP, or the One District, One Product platform. He has served on several high-level government committees on infrastructure, corporate governance, fintech and innovation, and has been a special invitee to the Honorable Prime Minister's Science, Technology and Innovation Advisory Council. I've personally known Dr. Deepak Bagla for a very, very long time, and I've seen the outstanding commitment, the energy and the zeal that he's able to bring in from, I think, a 4 or 5 member team of Invest India. He raised it to, I think, a 300 or a 400 long team. And the amount of foreign direct investment that was coming into India has been astronomically high, going up to about $80 billion a year. And those peaks were attained while he was the CEO and Managing Director of Invest India. Let's give him a big hand. We have Madam Amneet P. Kumar. She's the Principal Secretary to the Government of Haryana, overseeing the Department of Future. And mind you, the Department of Future is about the future of our society, the future of our innovation, the future of our world. It has got nothing to do with astrology. She oversees the Department of Civil Aviation and the Foreign Cooperation Department. These are all, every government has a Department of Civil Aviation which looks after the Chief Minister's entourage and planes and all that. But the Department of Future Development and the Department of Foreign Cooperation Development are absolutely path-breaking, and it will be great to hear her. She is an IS officer of the 2001 batch. She has built a distinguished career across health, finance and industrial development, currently pursuing a doctorate in health economics from IIT Madras. She holds academic degrees in economics and history, a recipient of the Director's Gold Medal from the Lal Bahadur Shastri National Academy of Administration, the Scotch Gold Award, the Indian Express Public Health Care Award, the Outlook Poshan Award, and the Atal Bihari Vajpayee Good Governance Award 2020. She has driven transformative initiatives, including the state's pioneering play school policy and implementation of the Beti Bachao, Beti Badhao campaign in the state of Haryana, which is adjoining Delhi. So it will be great to hear her. Shri Jitendra Kumar. Okay. Acha, Jiten Kumar ji is not here yet. Arvind Kumar ji is also yet to come. And we have Shri Raj Shekhar Joshi, who's the Vice Chairman of the Setu Ayog, or the State Niti Ayog equivalent of the state of Uttarakhand. He engages extensively with national policy bodies, global institutions, industry leaders, and state governments. An IIT Roorkee computer science graduate with over 3 decades of experience across India and abroad. He has served as the President, Director and CEO in association with Reliance, Tata Group, Aditya Birla Group, Macmillan, Aitorama, amongst others, including as an entrepreneur. Wow, what a combination. He has contributed to public policy, national AI and cyber frameworks, the Prime Minister's Museum, and digital transformation initiatives. He is actively involved in education, teacher training, water conservation, and digital media initiatives, and writes and speaks widely on governance and economic issues. So, I'm Raghav Chandra. I'm the moderator of the session. I'm a retired IS officer, pretty much fossilized, but still active. And I'm a professor at IIM Calcutta. And I'm on the board of 6 companies as an independent director, mostly in the field of infrastructure, but some of them extremely innovative companies which are crossing boundaries in various fields of infrastructure. I'm also the director of the Bhopal Literature and Art Festivals that I started 8 years ago, and which has become quite a popular sort of institution in the central India. And other than that, I also help startups scale up. So I'm looking forward to this discussion. And while we start up, let me just say that the India AI mission today, it focuses on building sovereign capacities through several key pillars. Large-scale compute infrastructure. We are looking at over 10,000 GPUs via public-private partnerships. The India AI Innovation Center for Foundational Models includes indigenous large multimodal models and domain-specific systems. We are looking at high-quality dataset platforms, application development in priority sectors such as agriculture, healthcare, MSMEs, and education, nationwide skilling through India AI Future Skills with data and AI labs expanding across emerging cities, startup financing mechanisms, and safe and trusted AI frameworks. All this within the larger framework of equity, inclusion, and competence, which have been stipulated by Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. With a 10,000 crore outlay, the mission, the AI mission, catalyzes India's AI ecosystem, positioning India as a country with a global force while ensuring that productivity gains, income growth, and new opportunities extend across the workforce, including those in informal and semi-formal sectors. The focus is not merely automation, but enabling dignity of work and equitable access to the opportunities beyond established metro clusters, and that is what we are assembled to discuss, how the impact of AI, how the utilization of AI competencies, how they can be further developed and nourished and scaled up across not just the metropolitan cities, but the regional hubs, the tier 2 and tier 3 cities. This is where regional AI hubs, which are being set up, have and can become transformative. Anchored in state-specific priorities, local industry strengths, academia, and startups, they enable context-driven innovation and tangible economic impact. They also open a compelling new investment landscape, AI-enabled regional growth engines aligned with long-term goals of self-reliance, sectoral transformation, and broad-based progress. We are seeing this momentum unraveling and emerging across the states. The national framework supports it through compute access, data sets, skilling, and foundational models, while encouraging state-led adaptations. Notably, the India AI mission has established 27 data and AI labs across emerging urban centers, with over 543 additional locations identified, and hosted, and this is something very, very pertinent, that they have hosted regional AI conferences in various states like Meghalaya, Gujarat, Odisha, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, and Kerala to integrate local priorities, and we can see that actually happening. And I'll give you a few concrete examples to illustrate the potential that is opening up, that is unraveling, that is emerging, and that is blossoming. Karnataka, for instance, leverages its various IT, academia, and startup strengths for multi-sector AI in agriculture, healthcare, education, including Art Park at Indian Institute of Sciences BrainZ initiative for robotics and AI incubation. Telangana, for instance, builds on its biotech and IT ecosystem through T-Hub, fostering AI startups and innovations such as drone-enabled healthcare delivery and anemia screening tools for the health sector. Tamil Nadu advances AI for social good via TNAIM, focusing on education and sustainable agriculture. Gujarat has established centers of excellence in sustainable cities, healthcare, and agriculture in partnership with global technology leaders. Andhra Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, and other states, including the state of Madhya Pradesh, are investing in AI-driven governance, dropout prediction systems, and tech tools to improve farmer outcomes. Essentially, the social sectors, whether it is health, whether it is agriculture, whether it is the other social sectors like education, skilling, technical education, are extremely relevant, and that is where the states, the tier 2 and tier 3 cities have a major role to play, because the populations reside there, and AI cannot work in a vacuum. AI needs data, AI needs human beings to be effective, and AI needs to be implemented successfully for its results to show best. So these regional hubs support vernacular models, sector-specific applications, and measurable improvements in productivity and service delivery, while attracting strategic investments and creating skilled employment beyond traditional tech corridors. This distributed model strengthens India's innovation base and positions regional ecosystems as credible growth centers. Today, we will explore how to accelerate this trajectory through national architecture, state leadership, biotech AI convergence, institutional enablers, and scaling deep tech enterprises. And I will now request the distinguished panelists, one by one, to take about 10 minutes to explain what their organizations are doing in this field, what is the structure of their organization, how they are going about it, and the vision that their organization perceives for undertaking this larger national vision, what their particular vision is, and how they feel they can make this successful. I will first invite Dr. Deepak Bagla, the CEO and the Mission Director of the Atal Innovation Mission, to explain how the Atal Innovation Mission and his larger force will leverage national innovation systems for regional hubs. Deepak, may I kindly invite you over here? Or you can speak from there. That will be perfect. You can sit if you like.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, everyone, and it's truly a privilege, sir, to be guided by you. I must tell you, sir has been our mentor and guide for a long time, and probably one of the most multifaceted bureaucrats, if I may say so, which I have met. But apart from that, I must also say that during his leadership when he was there, we used to remember how Madhya Pradesh had reached pinnacles in a number of areas. And the dynamic leadership which sir had led really helped us see a lot of success stories, which we all emulated later. I must also say that, we have Dr. Joshi and Ma'am Abneet Kaur, some fascinating work happening in Haryana, happening in Uttarakhand. Fascinating work. And the more you will hear about it, you will see how the developing blocks of India are taking shape. But let me just step back, sir, with your permission. Let's go back to 2015. And let's go back to the month of February and January in 2015. January 16, 2016, the Honorable Prime Minister launched Startup India. Remember? You all remember that? 10 saal abhi hue. In just 3,600 days, you are number 3 in the world in number of unicorns. You are number 2 in the world in number of startups. You are number 1 in the world in new startups adding every day. Only in 3,600 days. 3,600 days. It's a fascinating story of how you are seeing grassroots innovation and entrepreneurship taking off. Now let's just look a month later. 24th February 2016. In fact, in the next 170 hours, we will be celebrating our 10th birthday. That is the Atal Innovation Mission. And the Honorable Prime Minister launched this, and his idea was, how do we create grassroots innovation bottom up across the country? Let me first start and tell you, today, again, in 3,600 days, the Atal Innovation Mission is the world's largest grassroots innovation mission. And the interesting and the amazing thing about this is, and it has happened so quietly. I have a lot of my colleagues sitting there who've actually done it. I'm just 150 days old on this job, so I can't take any credit on it. But I must tell you, it is from school to space. Today, they have incubation labs, or if I may say so, tinkering labs as we call it, in 10,000 schools in India. 50% गांव में है, 50% शहर में है. Over 1 crore young student entrepreneurs have already trained through it. 1 crore. What you're seeing is the startup movement. When you're seeing that 2 lakhs is what we have registered startups, it is just a drop in the ocean, because just imagine the entrepreneurship zeal of India, which is now getting ready to take off. And you know, I've just come from my previous session. वहाँ पे क्या हो रहा था? They had this young entrepreneurs from the ages of 16 to 20, नहीं, 6th grade से लेके 12th grade तक के. The kind of solutions they were showcasing there in the competition. There was one 8th grade student. When you go to a doctor, it takes you about 5 minutes before he can write everything, your history, and then it goes, right? आजकल यही सब हो रहा है. What they've done, they've come up with a system where it's all ascribed first. The doctor doesn't have to write it. It is all there. When you just meet the doctor, he will take less time. He doesn't have to write. And all this gets into a note, and all this gets stored. This is a young student, sir, from India. School ka bachcha. It's all ready. It's all AI done. And it analyzes on AI too. These are the kind of fascinating solutions which are happening. And sir, in September, we did a hackathon. And everybody told me, and I remember the team was telling me, कि अभी hackathon मत करिए. अभी दिवाली वगैरह का time है, कोई नहीं आएगा. I said, let's do it, because I just joined. We said, let's try the power of the platform. None of you know about it because there was no big advertisement, right? You know, in a period of 12 days, we had 25 lakh students applying. Sir, now it is in the Guinness Book of World Records as the world's largest hackathon. Sir, it was overwhelming. And I remember, sir, Saturday ka time tha. I was doing my puja in the morning, and I got a call, and it kept my phone next to me. पहले 2 बारी मैंने नहीं उठाया. तीसरी बारी I picked it up. It was a young kid from a small school near Jhajjar. First, he found out my mobile number. Okay. Second, he tells me कि सर मेरी एक ये प्रॉब्लम है कि मैं 3 आइडिया सबमिट करना चाहता हूँ, टीचर सिर्फ एक अलाउ कर रहा है. It is a movement which cannot be stopped. It is in every village, every town, every city. And now what the team is doing, which is sitting here, they started with 10,000 schools. We are adding 50,000 more schools. The second level is we have the incubators. We have about over 100 incubators. Many of our partners are sitting here. We are adding another 50 incubators. In many ways, sir, we will be probably one of the largest incubator partners in the world. Amazing work happening at the incubator level. And what is interesting, I'll tell you about some of these incubators. About 20 of these incubators are in small towns and cities. They are not wanting to be financial unicorns. They will all be social unicorns because each one of them, each person they are working with is going to be touching 1 billion lives. They work with a small coconut grower in Udupi. They work with a women's self group in Gujarat where they're trying to add nutrients into your atta. They are coming up with those solutions which are changing us and our lives completely. And interestingly, these are the solutions which the entire world is reaching out to happen. By the way, I must tell you, I was telling you about the tinkering labs in my schools. Now I have other countries reaching out to us saying, can you please open this in our country and we will pay for it ourselves. It is now being recognized globally as to the success points you've created at such a low price point. At the third level, the team works directly and funds startups. So a large number of your space or deep tech startups, which you will see as you walk around, you will see that there is an Atal incubation or Atal innovation mission footprint attached to them. But what are we doing now? And which is where we are learning and wanting to work. We're learning from what ma'am is doing in Haryana and what sir is doing in Uttarakhand. And one of the things which we are wanting to do, how do we strengthen that entire grassroots, sir, at each state level and create these innovation parks? At the central level, we want to work with each of the ministries in the government of India. So, you know, in one of the most recent things which we had, the IDEX in the Ministry of Defense has done an excellent job in our operations in Door. What we are trying to do there is how can innovation be absorbed into the government? So Atal Innovation Mission had worked and created this entity called IDEX within the Ministry of Defense. What we did there is a separate entity. It would identify the problem statements of the defense. Then it will find startups, fund those solutions, and then bring them back into the government. This is a movement, again, which is going to change in a big way. We are now working with other ministries to do the same. Just imagine when we do it with agriculture, when we do it with Ayush, when we do it with tourism. This is where you will start seeing, I keep going back to my point, what you're seeing of the startup and entrepreneurship is just a drop in the ocean today. How it is going to take off really fast. The other thing which the Prime Minister wanted, he said it should be most inclusive innovation. ये सिर्फ अंग्रेजी में नहीं होनी चाहिए. If a person has an idea in any language in India, he should be able to go through the innovation journey. So that is something we are working very now closely with our partners, which are the incubation partners and many of them here, as a special program, which is going to be the language inclusive program. And sir, in 22 languages, you have an idea, you will be able to walk your innovation journey through that. This is a fascinating story, but I'll tell you what it is all about. It is all about joining the dots. You remember your photograph? The more pixels there are, the clearer is that picture. Our job is to try and make the stakeholders speak to each other. One school lab speaking to another, one incubator speaking to another. One of my school labs working with another college person. The college person working with a mentor like you, sir, to guide them. And then working with the government to get their orders, all on one dashboard. Just imagine the power which will be unleashed. And this is what that team is currently working on. that you have that one single dashboard where everyone is connected, each entrepreneur speaking to another, each innovator speaking to another, creating a momentum with a power and singularity which is unstoppable. Ladies and gentlemen, I remember 3 years ago I was in Davos and there was a discussion and we had 18 global investors around the table. And one of them, one of the biggest private equity investors had mentioned in that round table that he is going to be doing a 2x and a 3x of his investments in the next 36 months in India. And the other one asked him why India. He says it is the only country in the world where every tomorrow is better than today. That is the beginning of your story. And we just want to be a part of it. Thank you.
I'll now request Amneet Kumar ji to talk about Haryana's forward-looking governance reforms, all the innovative work that is being done at the government level. We often think of government as being very, very moribund, as very slow, almost like an elephant, but it seems Haryana, close to Delhi's border, is springing like a tiger, and Amneet Kumar ji is leading it forward. So we want to hear from her about the beautiful, excellent, innovative work that the state of Haryana is doing. I'll just change this. So we can converge.
Thank you, sir, for the wonderful introduction. Thank you, Deepak Bagla, sir, for the speech and setting the context of the entire discussion today. I'm honored to be here amongst all of you, attending the AI Impact Summit in Delhi today and representing Haryana. In my current role, I'm handling the Department of Future and Department of Foreign Cooperation. So as sir mentioned, these are two departments which are brand new and they do set the tone of how government is thinking. Particularly because as Honorable Prime Minister has led us with the Vision 2047 Viksit Bharat approach, now the onus lies on the states how to go ahead and realize that. So बीच में मैं हिंदी में भी converge कर दूँगी क्योंकि सभी हिंदी भाषी भी हैं. तो जब विकसित भारत 2047 वाली रिपोर्ट बनी और हरियाणा का जो कॉन्टेक्सचुअल फ्रेमवर्क सेटअप हुआ, तो बात चली कि बहुत दूर है वो फ्रेमवर्क तो उसको अमली जामा पहनाने के लिए क्या किया जाए कि राज्य सरकार के पास ऐसा क्या इंस्टीट्यूशनल सेटअप है या मैकेनिज़्म है कि उसको क्विकली हम इनेबल कर सकें और जो माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का विकसित भारत का सपना है उसको साकार करने के लिए हरियाणा सरकार में जो सोच बनी, तो उसके अंतर्गत माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी ने दिशा निर्देश दिए कि एक ऐसा विभाग हो जिसमें हमारे फ्लैगशिप प्रोजेक्ट्स की असेसमेंट भी हो, फ्यूचर प्रेडिक्शन भी हो. क्योंकि हम देख पा रहे हैं कि आज हम जिस AI समिट में बैठे हैं, आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस इज़ ऑल्सो अ डिसरप्टिव टेक्नोलॉजी. बहुत सारा जो यूथ है उनकी जॉब्स, उनके करियर्स, हमारी सर्विस डिलीवरी, गवर्नमेंट की अप्रोच टू गवर्नेंस, हर चीज़ को हमें क्विकली बहुत तेज़ी से चेंज करना पड़ेगा अगर आपको विकसित भारत की अप्रोच को क्विकली अचीव करना है. दो एस्पेक्ट में, एक तो इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ है कि हमें रैपिड इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट और इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ अचीव करनी है. दूसरा जो सपना है वो इंक्लूसिविटी का है कि सभी को साथ लेके चलना है. उसमें मेन, विमेन, जेंडर शामिल है, उसमें सभी कम्युनिटीज़ शामिल हैं, उसमें सभी हमारे स्टेट हब्स, रीजनल हब्स जो हैं वो शामिल हैं. और विशेष रूप से आज जो डिस्कशन है वो रीजनल हब्स पे भी है. तो हरियाणा के पर्सपेक्टिव से, बिकॉज वी आर लोकेटेड इन NCR सर, and 14 of our districts are a part of the NCR zone. So eventually 3 to 4 months of the year our industry is impacted positively, negatively due to the pollution aspect. The GARP is implemented. So our challenge was how to deal with that. There is an issue of stubble burning which we were, kind of handling. We utilized tech and we utilized AI to do the heat mapping, sensor mapping. हमारे पास हरियाणा में एग्रीकल्चर डिपार्टमेंट में हमने कैपेबिलिटी डेवलप की. हर एक गांव के हर एक खेत का नक्शा हमारे पास है. जब भी स्टबल बर्निंग होती है तो लाइव फ़ोटो इमेजेस सैटेलाइट के द्वारा प्रशासन को दी जाती हैं. ज़िला प्रशासन के डिप्टी कमिश्नर की जो अधिकारित कमेटियां हैं उनसे शेयर होती हैं और तुरंत उसको समाधान किया जाता है. तो आपने पीछे हमारा ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड देखा होगा, हरियाणा का स्टबल बर्निंग में हमने बहुत ज़्यादा कंट्रोल किया. ये एक एस्पेक्ट है कि अगर आपको कोई एक अलाइनमेंट रीजनल फोकस का करना है तो कैसे करना है. हरियाणा 2 तरीके से कर रहा है. एक तो इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ के लिए हमारा फोकस जो एग्रीकल्चर पे है उसमें डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ फ्यूचर को विशेष रूप से अधिकृत किया गया है कि हमारे सभी डिपार्टमेंट्स में 43 विभागों में मैं शेयर करना चाहूँगी कि हमने 4 साइट यूनिट्स एस्टैब्लिश किए हैं. We have been, kind of fortunate enough to align ourselves with नीति and also अटल इनोवेशन मिशन. गाइडिंग स्पिरिट हमें यहाँ से काफ़ी मिला. हमारी पार्टनरशिप्स इंटरनेशनल भी हैं. सिंगापुर सरकार से भी हमें बहुत सपोर्ट मिला. मैं ये भी शेयर करना चाहूँगी कि बहुत से विकसित जो देश हैं, चाहे वो स्वीडन है, नॉर्वे है, यूके है, सभी में एक डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ फ्यूचर रहता है जिसका एक यूनिट ऑनरेबल प्राइम मिनिस्टर्स और उनके प्रीमियर्स को एडवाइज़ करता है फ्यूचर टेक्नोलॉजीज़, उनके यूटिलाइजेशन और इम्पैक्ट के लिए. तो वो जो रोल है फ्यूचर डिपार्टमेंट का, उसमें हमने 4 साइट यूनिट्स 43 डिपार्टमेंट्स में अक्रॉस सेक्टर्स, चाहे वो हेल्थ सेक्टर है, सोशल सेक्टर है, इकोनॉमिक सेक्टर है, इंडस्ट्री है, शिक्षा है, सभी में सेटअप किए हैं. वो क्या कर रहे हैं? आज की डेट में जब आप अपने राज्य सरकारों में जाते होंगे तो बजट जब बनता है तो बहुत से बड़े बड़े प्रोजेक्ट्स को पास कर दिया जाता है, लेकिन फ्यूचर में उसकी क्या यूटिलिटी होगी, क्या उसका एआई और मशीन लर्निंग और पब्लिक हैंडलिंग, ग्रीवियंस हैंडलिंग का क्या इम्पैक्ट होगा, उसकी असेसमेंट नहीं होती है. बहुत बार बड़ी बड़ी योजनाएं बनती हैं, फिर वो फ्लॉप हो जाती हैं. बहुत बार सरकार का पैसा जहाँ पर पहुँचना चाहिए वहाँ पर पहुँचता है, लेकिन उसकी यूटिलाइजेशन का फीडबैक मैकेनिज़्म नहीं होता है. तो वो सब करने के लिए हमने एक 4 साइट एनेक्स जो है एक थ्योरेटिकल फ्रेमवर्क डेवलप किया है. सभी 50 करोड़ के ऊपर के प्रोजेक्ट्स हरियाणा के, प्रदेश के, उसके थ्रू वेट हो रहे हैं. और मैं बताना चाहूँगी कि इस लास्ट बजट में ऑनरेबल सीएम ने अनाउंस किया था कि हम एक विशेष डिपार्टमेंट सेटअप करेंगे और हर महकमा जो है अपना कुछ बजट अधिकृत करेगा फ्यूचर प्लानिंग और 4 साइट डेवलपमेंट के लिए. तो इस बार का जो बजट विशेष रहेगा उसमें वो प्लानिंग हमारी काफ़ी हद तक कंप्लीट हो गई है. 2 विशेष सेक्टर हमारे एग्रीकल्चर, हॉर्टिकल्चर, फूड प्रोसेसिंग के साथ अलाइन करके, जो कि जॉब क्रिएशन, जो हमने बोला कि इंक्लूसिव ग्रोथ करनी है तो जॉब क्रिएशन करनी पड़ेगी अक्रॉस सेक्टर्स. whether it is agriculture, whether it is industry, you have to align them both to put them in a format where they both complement each other. So that we have already achieved. So Department of Future is also partnering with Atal Innovation Mission, and I am also happy to share that Haryana is now setting up a state innovation mission which will already align with the Atal Innovation Mission to fund the startups and set up more incubators. It will also partner with universities and academia. पिछले कुछ परसों ही इनफैक्ट हमारी जो एजुकेशन सिटी है सोनीपत में IIT दिल्ली का कैंपस है, तो एक स्टार्टअप वहाँ पर बहुत बड़ा सेमिनार ऑर्गेनाइज हुआ था. मुझे भी उसमें शामिल होने का, शिरकत करने का मौका मिला. तो जो इम्पैक्ट की हम बात कर रहे हैं, इंडिया को इम्पैक्ट पे बहुत फोकस करना पड़ेगा. उसकी 2 वजह हैं. वी आर अ कंट्री ऑफ बिलियन प्लस, सो एवरीथिंग दैट गवर्नमेंट डज और प्राइवेट सेक्टर डज हैज़ टू बी इन दैट फ्रेमवर्क ऑफ पब्लिक गुड. अभी तक जो इंडिया की जर्नी रही है बिग डेटा के साथ, उसमें हमारा चाहे डिजिटल हेल्थ मिशन है, चाहे हमारा इलेक्शन का प्रोसेसेस, प्रोसीजर्स, इम्प्लीमेंटेशन है, चाहे हमारी कोविन, चाहे हमारी हेल्थ सिस्टम्स की डिलीवरी है, या अदर स्पेक्ट्रम पे शिक्षा के साथ हमारा अलाइनमेंट है, सभी में बिग इम्पैक्ट और बिग डेटा एनालिसिस की बहुत बड़ी भूमिका है. ऑनरेबल प्राइम मिनिस्टर का जो विज़न है उसमें हमारी UPI और जो पब्लिक डिजिटल गुड्स हैं उनका जो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलपमेंट बहुत रोबस्ट वे से हो रहा है. और आज जो ये हमारा स्टार्टअप और इनोवेशन एआई मिशन है, उसके मार्फत हमारे रीजनल हब्स, छोटे शहर, छोटे कस्बे, हर एक का सिटीज़न उसके साथ एम्पावर हो सक रहा है। विशेष रूप से मैं यहाँ पर जिक्र करना चाहूँगी जेंडर का भी, क्योंकि विमेन रिलेटेड जो स्टार्टअप्स हैं और इनोवेशन है वो बहुत क्रिटिकल हैं। विमेन एंड चाइल्ड मिनिस्ट्री ने अभी रिसेंटली एक शी बॉक्स चैटबॉट का भी इनॉग्रल सेशन किया है, तो उससे जो है सपोर्ट हमारी महिलाओं को गांव में भी, शहर में भी, अक्रॉस स्पेक्ट्रम जा रही है। तो ये एक बहुत बड़ी बात है, क्योंकि अगर हम टेक्नोलॉजी को सीमित रखेंगे तो वो टेक्नोलॉजी फ़िल्टर नहीं हो पाएगी, ग्राउंड लेवल तक नहीं जा पाएगी। एंड वी नो हाउ AI वर्क्स. It is like a gene pool, it's like a community base of neurons connecting with each other and the knowledge being shared across spectrum. So the knowledge cannot be bent to one side. The knowledge cannot be dependent on one person's or individual's perspective. So briefly, I think future department kya kar raha hai, I have shared with you. And we are already working on our international and national partnerships, whether it is with World Bank, or whether it is with academia like international organizations. So World Bank is also setting up 2 big centers in Haryana. One is at Panchkula, one is at Gurugram. Gurugram also being the capital of BPOs, GCCs, that also provides a good leverage to Haryana to focus on continuum of economic growth and our transition from the agricultural economy to the service sector. That is also something we are looking forward to. हमारी पॉपुलेशन छोटी है, लेकिन हमारा जो नेशनल जीडीपी में कंट्रीब्यूशन है वो काफ़ी बड़ा है, और नेशनल जो ग्रोथ है उसकी जो स्पीड है उसमें भी हरियाणा की स्पीड थोड़ी और बेहतर है। इस रफ्तार को आगे ले जाने के लिए जो हमारे माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का और माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी का विज़न है, उसको साकार करने के लिए विशेष रूप से जो फॉरेन कोऑपरेशन विभाग है वो भी यूनिक है, क्योंकि हरियाणा इज़ द ओनली स्टेट इन द कंट्री टू हैव दिस डिपार्टमेंट, where recently last week we set up, sir, a meeting with 23 ambassadors and African nations were represented there, and we could directly align, and I'm happy to share we are in the process of leasing 1 lakh hectare of land in Africa for agriculture. Our farmers are enthusiastic. 6 of them have already set up companies, plywood industry, mining. Farmers आ रहे हैं, farmers कह रहे हैं हमें आप रास्ता दिखाइए, हम जाएंगे। तो साउथ अफ्रीका से लेके कीनिया, तंजानिया, दे आर रोबस्टली मूविंग फॉरवर्ड। एग्रीकल्चर इम्प्लीमेंट सर वो एक्सपोर्ट करना चाह रहे हैं, ट्रैक्टर्स बिग वे में एक्सपोर्ट करना चाह रहे हैं। तो द अलाइनमेंट इज़ नॉट जस्ट बिटवीन रीजन एंड नेशनल कैपिटल, द अलाइनमेंट इज़ ऑल्सो बिटवीन रीजन, वॉट इट हैज़ टू ऑफर टू द ग्लोब। सो ODOP तो ठीक है, बहुत अच्छी बात है, लेकिन ODOP से आगे बढ़ के स्पेसिफिकली हरियाणा के लिए मैं कहूँगी कि हम अब ग्लोबल्स देख रहे हैं, और हरियाणा में जो विज़न है कि आपने इकोनॉमिक प्रॉस्पेरिटी जो लेके आनी है, पर कैपिटा इनकम को बढ़ोतरी करनी है, उसके साथ साथ जो हमारा सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल्स का एजेंडा है उसको भी अच्छी तरह पूरा करना है। तो सर मैं आप सबका यहाँ मुझे आमंत्रित करने के लिए धन्यवाद करती हूँ, और श्रोताओं का भी धन्यवाद करती हूँ, और मैं आशा करती हूँ कि इफ़ यू आर कीन टू विजिट हरियाणा एंड सी 1 or 2 innovations or visit a particular sector, please let us know. I will be leaving my card with the Atal Innovation Mission team, and we will be happy to showcase Haryana specific sector. अगर आप किसी sector particularly agriculture या आप robust decision making में evidence हम कैसे use कर रहे हैं governance में citizen friendly करने के लिए उसको वो देखना चाहेंगे, तो we will be happy to share. Thank you sir. धन्यवाद। जय हिंद।
Thank you very much, Amneet ji, and I'm delighted to have to mention that we have here our other speaker who got delayed because of the traffic, and I'll just quickly introduce Mr. Jitendra Kumar, who's the Managing Director of the Biotechnology Industry Research Assistance Council, or BIRAC, Department of Biotechnology, Government of India. He holds a PhD in biotechnology from the Institute of Microbial Technology and an MBA from Ohio State University, former Vice President at IKP Knowledge Park, and former Managing Director of Bangalore Bio-Innovation Center. He brings extensive experience in biotech innovation, incubation, and entrepreneurship development, and internationally recognized advisor on biotech innovation ecosystems. He has nearly 2 decades of experience in research innovation management and startup ecosystem development, supporting commercialization of numerous biotech products and technologies. So we are indeed delighted to have him. And before I move on to request Joshi ji to present his thoughts about what is going on in Haryana and, Uttarakhand and how they are going about it, I also want to acknowledge the presence here of Mr. Raj Srivastav, the Joint Secretary or Additional Secretary from the Ministry of External Affairs, who's here, who looks after various innovations and other cooperation ideas. And anyone who wants to talk to him about such things can do that. I'll also request Raj for you to say a few words before we close this chapter. I'll now request Shri Raj Shekhar Joshi ji to tell us about the innovative work they are doing in the state of Uttarakhand. Joshi ji.
A very good afternoon to all of you. I'd like to certainly thank the Atal Innovation Mission and Deepak Bagla ji for inviting me to this very useful and I would say very relevant subject in many ways, which I will describe, the regional AI hubs and inclusive growth. And all these words matter. I think, first of all, I'd like to tell you a little bit of my background, which is a little unconventional because I'm a computer science from IIT Roorkee, 35 years behind, and AI is not something strange to me. My fourth year project was on Lisp programming, and so what is happening today is something which the world may be seeing, but I think people who have been in computer science, they know AI has been there for decades. It's not a very new thing. It has definitely come in a very big way in many new dimensions, but artificial intelligence has been there since long. And over the years, I've straddled the corporate world in many roles, and been an entrepreneur, being in public sector, and also I headed generative AI and also digital transformation at the group level for one of India's largest industrial groups, the Aditya Birla Group. So you can understand with as diverse as that group is. So, and having worked on practically build a platform which is used by tens of thousands of ABG employees today as far as generative AI is concerned, and worked on various AI-related initiatives. So that's been there, and of course, being exposed to the national policy and AI. When Niti Aayog came with paper in 2018, there was a lot of debate at that time that how to take this forward, and the National Program of Artificial Intelligence was thought of with Niti Aayog, Ministry of IT, and all various deliberations which were there. And of course, we have now India AI Mission with all its strength and all its thrust behind it, which is there. And if you see in global context, as we know, there's so much money is being spent today, $300 to $400 billion. These numbers keep on increasing, only being spent on capex. To just give you a perspective, the entire capex of Government of India is 11-12 lakh crores. That is 125, maybe $130 billion. So 3 times the money is being spent on AI globally. So that is the kind of money being spent. And of course, as a country, it's difficult for us. It's not, I won't say difficult, I think that's not the right word. It is not wise for us to get into the race of capex heavy investment. And also globally, if the large corporates itself, because I've been in a corporate for long, struggle to implement and use AI, the government it's more difficult because there are multiple stakeholders, the problems are very diverse. You have very diverse constituency of farmers and industry and citizens compared to a corporate which has to deal with its employees and its customers and so on. So it's not easy to make a successful AI project. We hear a lot about it. There are many and most of them are in the making or in the proof of concept stage and scaling up yet. And that's a hard reality. And that's why if you see the last week itself, there was a billions of dollars of meltdown in corporate capitalization because it was felt that was so much money being spent wisely. So India has chosen a wise approach of not investing, but more on application side. that how do we use these, and that's where I think I can tell you there is a great amount of mad rush going to happen, that how to use AI in social context, and so on and so forth. So India has chosen a very wise approach that we will look at investing AI in looking at leveraging the current technical capabilities, and as Sri Ashwini Vaishnavji also said, that you don't have to pay trillion parameters. If you do 20-30 billion itself, you were able to do 80% of the job which is there. We don't have to really spend billions and billions for the rest 5%, 10% accuracy, and that's good enough. So that's the strategy the country is choosing, how to use AI. And that's where the states have such an important role to play, because India lives in states, as we all know. And as for the federal structure also, most of the subjects which concern citizens are in the states, whether it's agriculture, health, education, disaster management, and so on and so forth. Why I say disaster? Because special context to Uttarakhand, and forest, and so on and so forth. Most of activities in states. So therefore, how states implement AI is going to make a far bigger difference than anyone, even Government of India maybe can put a lot of supply of GPUs and CPUs, but the work has to be done at the state level. So that's an important part. And in the states, as we all know, that there is so much of possibility to do. And as I said, that straddling the corporate world, the AI world, is nothing new for me, being in the forefront of it. And now in the heart of the state government, I can clearly see where are the challenges lying and how do we take this forward and make it more successful, and where we can do more and more. And of course, there are so many areas where we are working on, and also bringing you to Setu Ayog, for whom is the Vice Chairman. Setu Ayog stands for State Institute for Empowering and Transforming Uttarakhand. So that's a State Niti Ayog. The State Planning Commission form is this. So we work with various government departments and multiple areas, in agriculture department, with energy, with the skills development department, and with urban development department, and so on and so forth. Many areas. So, and that gives us actually a very vantage view of across the government, not just a particular department, but across the government, how we can utilize. So where are the possibilities lying? Not just Uttarakhand government, but I will say I have studied and interacted with a lot of state governments, and interacted through Niti Ayog with multiple where the works are happening. So huge opportunities lie. When it comes to agriculture, for example, and these are practical works which are happening, which is really much possible to do, that how we can identify fallow land. Like Uttarakhand itself has lakhs of hectares of land which we lost since we became state. So identification of that land across, and also what is growing there and what can be done. Water springs. So a lot of I engage with many foreign governments also. And one of the foreign governments is very keen to work on identifying the dried, because 45% of the water springs have died up in the state or in the process of drying up. So how did you identify them from outside? You use the ground penetrating radars or drones which can look underwater, and you can analyze that how is the recharge zone right now and where is it. So these are very practical applications which are there. And also I was for example, in the automobile industry conference here today. So road crash fatalities are so high. I mean, India is one of the most dubious distinctions of having the most number of road crash fatalities in the world. So there also is a huge potential, because how do you identify the traffic patterns? How do you identify the crash barriers have to be put up? And also, where are the people are conserving, where people are collecting a lot more, which is there. So there are so many examples. Disaster management. For example, landslides. The state has more than 100 landslide vulnerable spots. Now they can be and till now what the department has been doing is manually looking at them on a regular basis. Now how many and every quarter the people will go and look at it and then come back is how it is. But this not no longer sustainable to do, and you cannot really do that because you need so many people to do. So the best way is to actually look at satellite imagery and look at AI models and continuously look at that how it is changing. So there's so many practical applications of AI which are there. Right now the forest department is using AI for identifying the animal movements in the night. So how the animals move, how would they look, how it, there are so many pictures you get where they would have moved, their sound and so on and so forth. You can help in, in understanding whether the, whether it's a vulnerable area and what kind of, is a risky area for people to go. So there are so many applications, and we have clearly listed out areas also which can be done, which AI can be used more and more. And the two things before I wind up, I must say that what are the big challenges also? I think looking at multiple state governments, not just for Uttarakhand, I think state capacity improvement is extremely important. As I said, that people who are in the forefront of AI, they themselves struggle to use AI. And most of the government departments, how would they understand really and how it can be used, appreciation of it, how much big impact it can be made. That is number one. Second is how to go about it. To do an AI project is not an easy thing. You have to look at the data, look at the people, you have to look at build a case, you have to look at where it can add value. And it does, and I believe me, I've been in it deeply. I know it is not easy to build an AI case to really, successfully do that. I think that's where capacity building is extremely important. And the second part is collaboration. The governments do not have answer, do not have the capacity, do not have all the resources on their own to address many of these challenges. So participation and collaboration is extremely important. Some of the largest companies in the country we are talking to, they have reached out to us that how they can use AI with us, some of the most AI expert companies, to be able to use AI in many of these areas to come with their expertise, because government's hiring AI people, you can understand most people will not even stay for long, which is there. And last is they use the young companies. I was so encouraged to do recently, I went to Tehri. Tehri is a place which is up in the Himalayas, and there's a Tehri Engineering College. The students have made so many good AI models, good AI solutions. For example, if people go to Char Dham and they are not able to get parking, what solutions can be there that you look at a car which is wrongly parked and try out the data from multiple sources and reach out to that person who may be somewhere, 500 meters away, 100 meters away, and to tell that your car is wrongly parked. So there are so many practical solutions. Young companies are at the forefront of it, which is there. So big challenge for states also is how to use these young companies and startups to leverage their solutions. And it doesn't come easily. There's a lot of cultural issue, how to treat a startup, that doesn't have a track record, a 3-year balance sheet, and so on and so forth. So these are some of the challenges which are there. But I think the future of AI for India lies in the states only, and how the states are able to leverage AI more and more for its citizens, as Amneet ji said, to make it more inclusive. So thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to share these thoughts. And I'm sure that many of these things will be very helpful in deliberating and also policies for all of us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Rajshekhar Joshi ji. That was very, very useful. And I'm very happy to also state that we are joined by our fifth panelist, Shri Arvind Kumar ji, who is the Director General, Software Technology Parks of India, the STPIs, Ministry of Electronics and IT, senior technocrat and policy specialist with decades of experience in IT, telecom and broadcast regulation. He leads initiatives promoting IT, ITS services, software product cluster, startup ecosystems and innovation infrastructure across India. Previously an advisor at TRAI, he formulated policies on broadband, data security, privacy, DTH, IPTV, OTT and cloud services, and served with the International Telecommunication Union, or ITU, as rapporteur on migration to next generation networks. He holds an MTech from IIT Varanasi and has extensive experience in strategic leadership and technology policy. May I now request Jitendra Kumar ji of BIRAC to address us and to tell us in brief about the various developments that are taking place in the field of innovation through BIRAC, and especially usage of AI and its impact.
Thank you, sir. Respected Mr. Sri Raghav Chadda ji, my friend Mr. Deepak Wagla ji, and other members on the stage, dignitaries present here, ladies and gentlemen. When we talk about inclusive growth and AI, how it can actually spur the regional growth or inclusive growth, especially in the area of biotechnology, I must say that this is where the world is moving actually. Why I say so? Because most of the processes, the chemical processes that we are used to so far, is actually being transformed into biological driven processes. For instance, if you are using a chemical or a synthetic molecule or any kind of a product that you are using in day-to-day life, how it can be produced biologically. Say insulin, for example. Insulin was chemically synthesized or actually, harvested from the calf, from animal. But now it's produced microbiologically, synthetic biology. We just clone the gene of insulin and we produce. So one example, but there are various such examples where the chemical driven processes are being transformed into biology driven processes. And therefore, inclusive growth where tier 2 cities, tier 3 cities are involved, where our agricultural communities are involved, it is of great importance because most of the raw materials, the agricultural raw materials, the bioresources are actually located in those areas. So if we talk about, say, example of innovation in the industrial biology, say 2G ethanol, for example, then the resources, bioresources are existing in the agriculture rich regions of, say, Northeast India or Bihar or UP. And we can use those resources to actually transform the economy of that place. Now, from insulin, I moved to industrial microbiology. So you must be thinking, what is the connection between these two? Purposefully, I gave two examples of diametrically, opposite, spanning the entire, spectrum of biotechnology. Biotechnology, as you know, is science which uses application of any biological form for human welfare. Normally, we know by genetic engineering, normally we know it by microbiology, biochemistry, but actually in broad sense, any processes, biological processes, which can be used for humankind, for welfare, it is biotechnology. And we have used biotechnology right from the beginning of civilization through fermentation and all that. That also is, biotechnology. However, in modern days, we use biotechnology word for gene cloning, genetic engineering and microbiology, biochemistry and all that. Now, BIRAC, which is Biotechnology Industry Research Assistance Council, it is set up by the Department of Biotechnology, Government of India, to spur innovation in the area of biotechnology. And we have so far supported 5,000 startup companies across India. We have battery of grants available for them to cover the whole value chain of the innovation ecosystem. So say, for example, from ideation phase, if somebody has an idea, we can fund them, say 50 lakhs as a grant, and they actually do the proof of concept, say technology readiness level 1 to 3. And then from 3 to 4 to 5, 6, etc., we have another set of funding opportunities there. So we fund and support startup companies, innovative startup companies. We also have created a lot of BioNest centers. BioNest centers are incubation centers across India, in IITs, in central universities, in various places of academic institutions, and also we have set up in industrial parks. We have set up this in private universities. So almost 100 we have BioNest centers, incubation centers. And imagine these companies who are funded in different ways are supported, and then we are giving them plug and play facilities, the incubation center. So they can actually do proof of concept studies, and then they can actually go forward in the innovation journey. So this is what BIRAC has been doing for last 10 years. And we started in 2012 with only few hundred startups, and now we have 10,000 startups. Our bioeconomy was only 20 to 30 billion US dollars. Now it is 165.7 billion US dollars. So it has grown tremendously, and large part is driven through the central nodal body of BIRAC, which has created this ecosystem. So we have created regional hubs also, because the topic says regional AI hubs and inclusive growth. So some of these BioNest incubation centers, which are plug and play model for startups and innovation in those regions, we have selected some strategic regions where they actually act as hub and spoke. So basically, say for example, CCamp in Bangalore. Say for example, KIT Bhubaneswar, KIT University in Bhubaneswar. So, and regional, in Pune, Venture Center, Pune, for example. I just gave some examples, but we have some good regional centers catering to that region. What they do is, they provide mentorship, guidance, networking, and other facilities which may be not available in tier 2, tier 3 cities in that region. And they act as a hub, and they have spokes which they go around and scout for new innovations, mentor them, fund them, because some of the funding goes through our incubation centers also. So this is how the whole program is. Now, in BIRAC, because the topic says AI, we have launched so many calls which are specific to AIs, artificial intelligence, machine learning, etc. And in every field of biotechnology, so biotechnology has various broad domains. You can say healthcare is first domain, and healthcare would have medical devices and diagnostics as one segment, sub-segment, and drugs, or you can say other areas of healthcare. And then agriculture biotechnology, industrial biotechnology, food and nutrition, and environmental biotechnology. And if you see, the role of AI is in every different subsectors of biotechnology. So we have launched various specific calls in each of these areas related to AI. For instance, if we talk about agriculture, we have examples where innovators have come to us saying that we have AI platform which can be used for detection of disease before any other method of detection comes into force. That means they can detect early, cost-effective way. However, the accuracy of AI definitely is an issue. And as we have lot of data and machine learning tools available, I think that it will more and more refine, and it will lead to a detection. However, we have made a very good start. If we talk about cell and gene therapy, for example, or drug discovery, the role of AI is very prominent actually. So in pharma space, I'm trying to give examples in different areas of biotechnology. In space of biopharma, there is a huge scope of biotechnology, and more so I'm telling about biopharma because Biopharma Shakti has been launched recently. We had National Biopharma Mission. We have launched so many vaccines during COVID time. We have done humongous work, and it is directly related to the health of individual and society, and that's why this field holds a lot of promise. So when we envision the biopharma space, for example, within the pharma there is a biopharma. As I told earlier, most of the chemical processes driven synthesis actually is moving towards biology. And biopharma is one example where pharma is actually moving to biopharma. So in biopharma, how we have done is, we have created at the base, if you think about the pyramid, 5-layered pyramid. At the base of the pyramid is the laboratories that we have built, academic institution lab, where DBT has built, not BIRAC. BIRAC is only for industry. But I'm talking about DBT also because DBT is our mother organization. So laboratories are built, and it's not only DBT who has built the labs, but many other CSIR, ICMR and all that. These labs are actually first layer of that pyramid. The second layer is the incubation centers, the BioNest centers that we have built Again, bioness centers we have built and this BIRAC, but then again, there are a lot of other agencies who are actually funding the bioness or bio incubation center or incubation centers in general. My friend Deepak Wagla is sitting here, who is actually through our Atal Incubation Mission has funded lot of incubation centers, and many of them are biology specific or biotech specific. Yes. And therefore, the third layer, it comes as CROs, which we have also set up. The fourth layer is the specialized services that we have, say for example, testing labs and all. And the fifth layer is where I am coming from, is AI and ML, where we can integrate through AI all these components. So the role of AI in creating these regional centers to promote innovations in biotechnology is huge, and we already have done groundwork. Now with more and more funding coming from biopharma, biopharma mission in DBT and in various other ministries, I think we can change the fate of our country. We are now fourth largest economy. We are the third largest startup ecosystem. We will soon become topmost country for innovation also. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Jiten Kumar ji. And now I'll request Shri Arvind Kumar. Arvind ji, I know we are compressing you for time, but we have 5 minutes. So give us all the gyan that you have in 5 minutes.
Good afternoon. First of all, I think thank you very much for Atal Incubation Mission for partnering with STPI. I think we are maybe first time partnering for such a good event. But thank you very much, sir. Managing Director, AIM Niti Ayog, Dr. Deepak Wagla ji. Principal Secretary, Department of Future, Government of Haryana, Madam Amneet Kaur ji. MD, Department of Biotechnology, BIRAC, Jitan ji. Setu Chairman, Vice Chairman, Sekhar ji. All the delegates, innovators. 2-3 things, I think those who are not familiar, so I will take just 2 minutes to what is the STPI, and then I will come to the very interesting topic. Whoever decided, I mean, this is one of the very important topic in today's context. So, STPI, we have 70 centers across the country. Here we provide incubation services to any small or big company at very subsidized rate. This is one thing. Second, we have 24 centers of entrepreneurship across the country. Those centers are domain specific, like we have one for health, we have for blockchain, we have for AI, we have for almost all domains. We have 24 centers. We are also present in Northeast in a big manner. All the states in the Northeast, we have our centers. We are supporting more than 1,800 startups in the country. Generally, those are tech startups. We provide 360-degree support to the startups, starting from their pre-ideation stage to final product stage. We provide in terms of either participation in such events, global reach, good mentorship, incubation, anything which is required by the startup. This is what the STPI is doing as far as startup is concerned, which is relevant for this very meeting. Now coming to regional AI hubs and inclusive growth. When we say regional AI, in fact, AI cannot be developed without taking the regions in. Because we are going to train the model, we are going to develop the model, then you need data. तो अपने देश के लिए तो वो कहावत ही है ना कि कोस कोस पर बदले पानी और 4 कोस पर वानी. तो हमारा इतना रिच कल्चर है कि इस रिच कल्चर को मुझे लगता है कि only AI can justify our rich culture when it comes to technology. I'm very excited about this technology because this technology is going to include those who have been excluded so far, which means there is no technology. We have seen development of power, electricity, which has changed life to large extent. We have seen the development of internet. We again changed the life of common people today. UPI, biometric, so many things which is very, I am making payment through UPI, you are making the payment through UPI, the person who is sitting at the village and vendor is also making the through UPI. So there is a change by the power, electricity, there is a big change by the electricity. Now the third change, which is in the form of AI, this is going to change, this is going to include those who have been excluded, which is like disabled people in this country, those who need really assistance, because it is going to increase the capability of the human. And our country, mighty government of India focus is again a human-centric. So this is going to be wonderful technology for the country like India, which has a very diversified. We need thousands, billions of the model, we need a billion of billion the data, and government of India through AI mission is supporting like anything. AI mission is supporting from all the layers of the AI, whether it comes to GPU or it comes to final wrappers on the AI. All layers are being supported by AI mission through, by MIT through AI mission. And for last 4 years, we are talking about the GPU. Now I think we should think in terms of what is going to be developed through these GPUs, whether it is responsible, whether it's ethical, whether it is safe, or whether it's trusted. So now GPU, we have got the GPU, we have got the lot of data, we have good mindset for developing the algorithm, we have good mindset to develop the models. All pieces are there. We have to be responsible, we should behave responsibly when we are going to develop AI model. And sometimes people are confused with responsible and ethical. These two terms are different, though interconnected. When I say responsible, so when responsible ethical, we used to call it as a fast P, which is fairness, accountability, secure, transparency, and private. So when we say fairness, it comes under ethical because you have to be fair. For example, when we say company should be environmental friendly, this is a ethical. When we say this AI model should not disrupt the job, which is again ethical. But what is the responsibility? When you fix accountability. Today, driverless car hit somebody, who is responsible for it? Whether owner of the company, whether owner of the car, whether who developed the software, whether who developed that model. I mean, that accountability is one of the most important because from AI, you want to do everything which human can do it. So we have to be responsible, we have to develop ethical, and if it is responsible, if it is ethical, if it is safe, then you can trust on it. And that is what is required for this AI technology. Since there is no time, as I've been tested 5 minutes, I think already 6-7 minutes, and there is now AI can make anybody innovators. There is no need. At my time, you have to learn Pascal, C, C++, Unix, Linux, whatever you want to learn. Now nothing. If you have idea, ask ChatGPT, it will develop for you. There will be coding. What you have to do is, so what you are required to do, unlearn, learn, and adapt. That's what is required for AI. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Arvind Kumar ji. STPIs have come a long way. I remember as the representative of Commerce Ministry, Mr. Shamal Ghosh used to head the approval committee for the STPIs, and I attended several such meetings. They were basically about hardware. Today they have come a long way. May I also request Mr. Raj Srivastav, representative of the Ministry of External Affairs, to come on the dais while we release this beautiful book on the AI proneurs of India, which is all about 45 startup companies that have done exceedingly well in the field of health, education, and various agriculture and various other brilliant areas. And we are going to release this book today, which has been produced by the Atal Innovation Mission. Which has been produced by the Atal Innovation Mission. So I think we are all set for a good photo op, which will help to conclude this session.